Hear me and rejoice. You are about to die at the hands of the children of Thanos. Be thankful that your meaningless lives are now contributing to the balance.
Earth is closed today. You better pack it up and get out of here.
Stonekeeper, does this chattering animal speak for you?
Certainly not. I speak for myself. I'm trespassing in this city and on this planet.
It means get lost, Squidward.
Morons.
JD Stormbreaker, it's me. Always ready, Matt Cardona, the $1,000 broski, the Michael Jordan of wrestling figure collecting, and GCW World Champ. I heard that you have a YouTube channel. Well, listen, I love that. I love that you're scratching figure itch. I love that you are collecting. Listen, this is no competition, bro. You have your channel, we have our channel. I hope you have a lot of fun doing it. It's the best feeling in the world to take a figure, look at that mint on card figure, let it breathe, give a little big sniff, and then put it on display. Bro, you're the man. Thank you so much, and keep scratching that figure itch.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another 1/6 scale figure to review here. This is the infamous IF-001 Space Wizard. Most of us know him as Ebony Maw, or The Maw, from the Avengers Endgame and Infinity War movies. But before I get into anything else, just want to mention that I do suggest that you subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of reviews of pop culture collectibles. A lot of those are the 1/6 scale figures, but I also do a whole lot of other scales and other such figures and whatnot. I also want to mention that this is the first time that I've actually ordered from Giantoy, or is it Giantoy? Giantoy? I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but it's actually the first time I've actually ordered from this website. They've been around for a while, but I've never actually used them, believe it or not. I've just moved on from another website that I usually order my 1/6 scale figures from, and I wanted to try them out. And so far, so good. It took a little bit to get to me, but again, I am in Canada, so it sometimes takes a detour here and there. But it got here all safely, and so far, I'm pretty happy with their service. Now, I do want to just do a quick look at the outside of the box, or how it's packaged. This box was actually packaged really well, almost extremely too well by Giantoy, or Giantoy. And it took a while for me to get it opened, just because it was wrapped up very tightly and very neatly. But this is still, it's still kind of got wrapping around it. I just noticed when I first opened the first layer of packaging, it's got this kind of sticker on here. It says sealed, mint condition. Handle with care. This is a delicate product. Please handle it very gently, especially for the wrist joints. We could not provide warranty for the damage done to it after opening, which is pretty self-explanatory, I think. Also gives another warning on here. Note, the wrists are connected by small ball joints. Please bend the hand gently in case of damage. And of course, they have contact information just right on the bottom. I do like that kind of customer service. It's very refreshing to see this kind of communication between them and their customer base. Of course, I am in no way endorsed by Giantoy or Giantoy. I don't even know how to pronounce them. So, of course, I'm not endorsed by them or anything like that. I do, however, like seeing the kind of customer service that I'm seeing from them. So that's why I think it's pretty fair that I actually at least mention them. Oh, wow. Actually, unwrapping the package, I do get this kind of flyer. It's very interesting to see this. Here's what I was mentioning about the communication between a web store and their customers. They have kind of like an FAQ in kind of like a flyer form. And there's a whole lot of information on here. I'm surprised at seeing this. I will definitely be ordering from them again. I haven't had any issues so far with this shipment. Again, this is my very first from them. But just a presentation of their care of communicating between themselves and their customer base is really impressing me right now. But anyways, you guys came here for a figure review, so let's get down to it. Or at least let's do the shipper first, then we'll do the box really quickly, and then we'll get into the figure. So first off, the shipper, very neat and tidy, just a simple IF001 on the outside, so nothing too special there. From there, we have the actual art box, and it looks really neat and tidy just because the whole art box is pretty much a black color. And then you have the infamous kind of logo on the bottom there with Space Wizard also on the bottom. And you kind of see it's got this shiny texture that is on the box that represents kind of like a silhouette of the Maw himself. And it does reflect in the light. It's kind of a nice effect. One side of the box has nothing of note, just pretty much a black texture. The back of the box has this neat kind of artwork of all four of the Black Order. Hopefully this is a sign that they will be working and releasing all four of these, which is kind of nice to hear just because I don't think Hot Toys will be releasing them anytime soon. I know they had prototype shots of Corvus Glaive. However, there has been no announcement on his actual release, which is unfortunate. Actually, if you look on Giantoy's website right now, IF002 should be up for pre-order as of the release of this video, and that one looks to be Proxima Midnight. And the final side of the box is just black. There is nothing. I guess I should note, the top and bottom of the box does have something. There's the logo Infamous, 1/6 scale collectible figurines, and Space Wizard. Alright, so opening up the box, you get Ebony Maw himself, or the Maw, or the Space Wizard, I guess. This is a third-party version, so I guess we should call him Space Wizard. And you've got a couple of hand sculpts here. There is a second tray just right underneath him with his stand. Alright, so the Space Wizard doesn't come with a whole lot of accessories. This is actually the least amount of accessories I've seen, coming with a 1/6 scale figure. Can't think of any other ones that came with less than this. But oh well. Anyways, he doesn't need a whole lot. It's not like he uses a whole lot of accessories in any of the movies he's been in, and you don't really need a whole lot to display him and make him look cool. You do, however, need a stand. This is his stand. If you look really closely, it does look familiar. I know this is a third-party figure, but this stand looks really familiar. It's almost like a Star Wars one. There is a slot where you can stick a name plate. And of course, it's got the kind of border that goes all the way around. There is a texture this right on top of this stand as well. Looks really neat. Nothing too major, but it does give it this nice display option. Other than the base, you get 4 hands for switch outs. Now, the hands, let's take, for example, this one fist. This is the right-handed fist. Sculpted really nicely. I do like the paintwork on here. It's got some kind of purplish paint, and there's a whole lot of texturing that's done on here. And you've got multiple rings on this finger, and they're painted silver. Looks really neat. There is, of course, a left-handed version of this fist. You also get this right hand switch out that is almost like a fist, but it looks like he's able to hold something in it. There is nothing for him to hold with this figure, but just in case you want him to hold something. And of course, you get this left hand version of that kind of hand gesture he makes during that one scene in the movie where he's kind of shushing Thor. Looks really neat. Of course, you're going to need this hand sculpt. A lot of people are probably going to pose him in that way, me included. That was a whole lot of accessories to go through. So let's take a bit of a break. We're going to do a quick turnaround of the figure and a close-up shot of his face in a turnaround, and then we'll have a closer look at him. All right, so taking a closer look at the Space Wizard, I really love this face sculpt. They did a really great job adding the detail and making him look exactly like he does in the movie, or movies, sorry. I do like the way his eyes are it gives off the kind of shiny feel, so it looks really realistic. And all the wrinkles that are on his face makes him look very menacing. Rather than making sculpted hair, they opted for some realistic rooted hair. Looks really good. At least it's not poofing out like some other figures that I've seen with this kind of hair. It is kind of slicked back and it kind of stays that way. If you look closely, the hair does have different kind of tints to it. It's not just a straight silver or white. It's got kind of like this bluish tint in there and also some blacks. So it does look really good from far away and up close. You can turn his head left and right, pretty much all the way around. Pretty good range of motion there. Doesn't really look that far up. You can kind of tilt it, but not that far. Same with downwards. You can't really turn his head that far down. Even if you could pull his neck further down, I feel that his collar would just get in the way. Taking a look at his upper torso, got a neat outfit here. I do like the different kind of materials that they have decided to use for this figure. There is some kind of textured suit, not unlike the ones that they use for some of the Spider-Man figures, that is around the body. And then you have some parts that have this kind of rubbery texture on them, especially on the arms, a little bit of the body. And then he has some kind of armor that's like some soft rubbery plastic, from what I assume. The colors are pretty much just kind of bluish gray, some grays on there. And then you have trims of a gold color. He's got a fairly decent ab crunch. Can't go all the way down, but enough that he can be kind of crouching downwards. You definitely have to watch out because the suit kind of scrunches near his lower torso, that you have to adjust the suit whenever you kind of make him upright again. You can do that by pulling on the ends of the suits that are just draping just in front of the legs. Speaking of those draping ends, they are really soft and malleable, so you can kind of move them around. After readjusting the suit, it goes back into its original shape, so no worries there. Right, let's look at the arm articulation. So it's got some ratchets in there. You can hear the clicking going back and forth as you kind of push it up and down. There is some seams there, so you want to be careful. Just want to note that you can turn the wrist, of course. However, this part right here in the wrist kind of hinders him turning. There is no other twisting, it seems, on the forearm or anything. You can pull his arm up about that far. It's a pretty good range of motion. I'm going to pull the arm up forward, and you can still feel the ratchets in there. Pretty good bend on the elbow. Got a double bend elbow there. Looks pretty weird, but again, pretty good articulation at least. You pull it to the side, a pretty good range of motion there. You have to watch out for the seam so it doesn't break. So far the arm articulation is better than I thought it would be. You can check the waist twist right here. It's pretty good considering that suit kind of hinders a lot of the movement. Just gonna rearrange his suit again. Yeah, looking all right. Check out these pants here. Nice design. I like how loose they are. They're not really tight on the body, so you're able to move the legs a whole lot better. You can, of course, twist these kind of mock boots here. There's no other twist other than at the joint on the top there. There's no twist around the knee. You can twist it at the ankle, and there is a rocker, which is good. There's no bend of the foot for the boot, unfortunately. Still all right, at least it's a ball joint in there, so you can kind of pose him in certain ways. Let's check out how far he can kick. Goes up about that far. Not too bad. Pants are loose, like I said, so it stretches really nicely. And a double bend just right at the knee allows you to do that. Not too bad. Again, it's a double bend. It looks weird, but you have pretty good range of motion. Put this back. Try to do the splits. And he can go about that far. Not too bad. I don't think you'll really be posing him like this, but if you really wanted to, that's how far I can go. There isn't the same kind of ratchets as in the shoulders, but still pretty good. Having a quick look at the boots here. I didn't really look at it before. Nice paint work here. You've got kind of black, silver, gray. You can pull his boots up to reveal his ankles, but I don't know why you would. Yeah, there we go. Not too shabby for a figure. The articulation is better than I thought it would be. All right, so let's get him posed up. We'll do some comparison shots, and we'll finish this video off. All right, so Space Wizard is actually above 12 inches. Quite a tall figure. It's kind of deceiving how tall he really is when you take him out of the box. I guess for me it was. I didn't realize he was actually this tall until I actually measured him. And I did some comparison with other figures, and he is tall. Here is a Space Wizard alongside a Pepsi can. Kind of towers over it, actually. And although the Space Wizard is quite tall, he is not as tall as Thanos. Here he is alongside his Lord and Master. Look pretty good together. I do like having them posed alongside each other. Can't wait to actually have all of the Black Order, so then they can all be surrounding Thanos, and that would look like a pretty cool scene. Here is Ebony Maw alongside the Avengers Infinity War Doctor Strange. This is, of course, by Hot Toys. Look pretty good together. They have shared a few scenes in Infinity War. It's very interesting having the comparison between the two figures, just because the amount of detail on this third-party figure, it's pretty close to Hot Toys. Not exactly, but still not too bad for the amount you pay for. All right. Before I get going to some final thoughts, I do have to note, while I was trying to switch out his hands, I did end up scratching part of his sleeve. It's not really repairable or anything, so you just have to watch out. I basically just accidentally touched it or rubbed it the wrong way, and it ended up with a big scratch. It's very fragile, so make sure you don't scratch it or rub it against anything, and because it kind of gets some sort of weird tear or dent. Not only that, I noticed part of the same arm, just right above the shoulder area. It's starting to peel here and there just by me moving it too much or overposing it, I guess. So watch out. I don't know how the suit will look over time, but I guess it's just one of those suits that you have to watch out for. All right, so there you have it. Pretty impressed with this figure. Again, not really sure how this will look over time. I guess time will tell. I do really like the head sculpt and the choice that they had in terms of the hair being rooted hair instead of sculpted. I don't mind rooted hair on this figure. It looks really good as long as it doesn't get too poofy and it stays slicked back. It looks really good on him, and he really does look like the character in the movies, so I'm very thankful for that. It's got a great menacing look, and articulation on the body is great. The Space Wizard looks really good posed alongside other Hot Toy figures or 1/6 scale figures. I do enjoy how tall he is. He's over 12 inches, and it looks really good with the other figures just because he is kind of a different style and shape. He's a little bit thinner, and he's a little bit taller. So it kind of breaks up the monotony having him standing alongside the others just because they tend to look pretty much the same with the same body type and the same height. Now, because I got this figure, I feel like I'm pretty locked in trying to get the other three just to complete the set. Unless, of course, I decide to sell this one and not get the other 3. But I am sort of interested to see how the Proxima Midnight one will look. Actually, I'm interested to see on how all 3 of them will look. So, who knows? Maybe I'll keep this one. Hopefully they'll all look this good. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this figure. It's a pretty excellent addition to my collection. So yeah, what do you guys think about this figure? Are you going to purchase this figure? Or if you have already purchased this figure, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. Well, that's all I have for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hope to see you guys again soon. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.